Good afternoon and welcome to the Dream Big interview series. My name is Rachel Petero and I am here with someone who I have the most admiration for and who I adore, my great friend Susie Kelt. How are you, Susie?
Fantastic, thanks Rachel. Really good to see you and be with you right now.
And Susie joins us from Dubai. So as you know, the Dream Big interview series has been about connecting with 7 super coaches all over the world. And so we had Doha, we had the US, we had Canada, Australia, New Zealand, and now we're here in the Middle East. And before we get started, Susie, I'm just going to do a quick intro for you, if you will allow me.
Okay, thanks Rachel.
So Susie is really a leader. And she is empowering women. She's been here in Doha. This is where we met in Qatar. And she has a real passion for developing others. She does this, and she did this in the corporate world for many years. She worked with Vodafone in New Zealand, where she is born and bred. She's a real hardworking Kiwi woman, New Zealand woman. And then she brought her skills to Qatar. She came here and she basically set up a leadership program for Qatari women with Vodafone here in Qatar. And she led a team of around 19 to 20 Qatari women who then were taught through Susie how to sell Vodafone products in their own communities. This project was called the Al Jahara Project, and it was the Al Jahara program. It was recognized by the BAFTA Awards, and it was all down to, and I know she'll say it wasn't just me, but it was all down to the determination and the passion that this woman has for developing others. So welcome, Susie. It's my honor and my privilege to have you here.
Thank you, Rachel. That was a really inspiring introduction. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. And today is all about International Coaching Week. So,
Indeed.
Susie, what inspired you first to come on the Dream Big interview series?
Actually, Rachel, it's probably going to sound a bit trite, but it's you. I so know you. We worked together in Qatar. You established Women Leading Change in Qatar, and I worked with you on that. And I just was inspired by the way you're such a catalyst for change. And I love that. We have aligned values and we're passionate about what we're doing. So the sparks are always flying when we're together. And I knew that you were onto something big when you launched this program. It's going to be something very, very special because I think we are about global change. I think we are. I'm proud to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
Welcome. So, Susie, can you just talk us through what were the milestones that got you to where you are as a certified coach working in the Emirates? And you know, talk to us about the milestones that got you to where you are today, Susie.
Well, it's been a while, Rachel. I've been at it for quite a long time. I think, honestly and truly, my passion has always been about helping people. And I think that people who have this inclination, they bring it with them from a young age. And we were farming in New Zealand, actually, in about 1986 or something, in this very small farming community. And everyone is a part of that community, and things started to go awry with the economic crash, and farming also crashed. And I decided to do a counselling course because I seemed involved with lots of stuff. And so I went to the Waikato University there, and I did a counselling course in 1987. It was completely different from the way we do stuff today, but still the purpose was the same, and that was to help people through their journey. We eventually left our farm and went to the city because that's what we wanted to do with our family. And I worked in corporate life for 30 odd years, and I wasn't that keen on the corporate side of it, to be honest. I found that the politics and the competitive behaviours didn't match with my own community values. And so the way I ran my teams was coaching the individuals in the teams, coaching the teams towards values and common purpose, being really clear about that. And actually they shone. It was the most gloriously rewarding experience. So I've been very lucky over the last 30 years to have been able to work with people, young people, older people, leaders, and help them to find their way and shine.
Fantastic.
When I came to Qatar, my CEO of Vodafone at the time, Graham Mark, who was an extraordinarily inspirational man, asked me to, as you say, work with Qatar. But he also was passionate about values-based organisation and purpose-based organisation. So we did a very sort of serious formal coaching program for our leaders in that business to help them be aligned and drive towards business excellence, but also personal alignment with their own values. It was incredibly rewarding, a major milestone for me. And then last 2.5 years ago, I came to Dubai to be closer to our family with my husband. And I intended getting another corporate job because, of course, I love working. And I had a surprise health glitch, actually, quite a big one, and it was a cancer. And so I had a time, instead of, launching forward into a major career shift, to reflect. And I decided there and then I was just going to do what I wanted, what makes me sick. So I resolved to get the qualifications, the formal qualifications I needed to be able to set up my own company. And that's just what I did 3 years ago.
Fantastic. And now you have your own consultancy.
So do. And it's just glorious, Rachel, because all I do is the stuff I love. I was driving to work yesterday and I was singing, thinking, wow, how lucky am I? I just work with amazing people as they're on their journey. It's fantastic.
And so, Susie, as we are talking about International Coaching Week, you've actually been through a very powerful training and experience to get to where you are in terms of your certification. Can you say more about that?
Certainly. Whilst I've had a lot of years of experience, experiential experience, I felt I needed to have something to put on the wall to validate, I guess, myself as I set up my own company. And so I joined the Performance Coach. It's a British-based but global organisation, and I went through their training course. They are aligned with ICF and with IOM, and they are the European Mentoring and Coaching Council associates. The process was actually divine. I loved every minute of it because it was about learning, I guess, putting formal structure, learning additional tools to enable, I guess, to take your coaches further forward and with great awareness. I already had some soft skills, but I really needed to have the structure that this has provided. And I'm finding that that's married very, very nicely with my own passion. As well, I've been exposed to some very generous and wise people who've shared their skills and wisdom. And I think that that's one of the additional strengths of being a certified coach, that with your accreditation comes a network and a community of people whose passion is aligned with mine.
Great.
Like you and I.
Like you and I, Susie.
Yes.
And so setting up a business, around coaching, and you do obviously facilitation as well.
Yes.
What was the biggest challenge for setting that business up that you encountered as a woman starting a new business? What was one of the biggest challenges that you faced?
Probably me. I had to coach myself. Really, I did. Because one of the things about being in business in the Middle East is that accreditation is really very important. And I was very comfortable with the background that I had and the accreditation that I also have gained. It was just a matter of starting from scratch and getting through all the legal side of it. I got some really wonderful clients, and they had quite structured requirements for how you present yourself and how you bill and so on. So all of that was a bit of a challenge. But the customers themselves, the government organisations and the big corporates here, they have amazing people, and it's just a joy.
And tell us about your first client. Was it the corporate that you got, or did you have sort of individual private clients?
Well, interestingly, the person who really comes to mind as an individual, although I have two large government organisations that I'm coaching, Emiratis, a number of Emiratis in both of those organisations that I just adore. But there was one individual, a highly qualified academic woman, who is in her 40s, and she has struck a number of issues in her career. She's a friend. And so I worked with her and found it was such a remarkable journey of discovery for us both, because we're quite, I guess you could say we have entirely different backgrounds. Ethnicity doesn't matter to me. I'm very much into diversity, but when someone's an extraordinary academic, sometimes their forte and mine are completely different. And so we went on this remarkable journey, and I felt very proud and thrilled to say that at the end of this process, in fact it's still an ongoing one, we're very, very good friends, and we've added enormous value to each other's lives over the last year. It's been a wonderful experience. It continues to be so.
And so coaching in the Middle East, obviously, as you said, you're very much into diversity and inclusion. You're a facilitator, and now you've got your coaching business. Is there any difference to coaching people in the Middle East versus, say, in New Zealand and in the Western world?
Okay. It's a very good question, Rachel, and on the face of it, it looks as though there is. But you know what? When you're a coach and you turn up and you're really present with someone, and if you really bring your senses to the table and you connect with that person, you find who they really be behind all of the culture and everything else, all of those things that seem to be superficial but kind of matter. When you get past that, there's absolutely not. We're human. We want to love. We want to care for our families. We want to feel successful and have a goal that we feel is valid. And we want to, most people really want to contribute as well. So no, honestly, I feel that humanity, the heart of humanity is international.
Fantastic.
And that's, isn't it? Aren't we lucky?
And I have
However, Rachel, you and I both have worked very, very much with people from the Middle East, and I feel that the gift they've given me, and I know that you have also appreciated it immensely, it has been a tremendous gift and a great, great source of growth and development and joy for me, you know.
And I echo your words, Susie. You know, I worked like you purely around national talent here in Qatar. And the powerful conversations, the cultural exchange, the learning both ways, I've got as much out of the experience as I understand that they have out of the experience. So, wow, how lucky are we?
Oh, it's absolutely immense. And the thing is that they are so willing and wanting to connect, as are as are all people. When you get behind and just really turn up and can connect in some way with them, that's what they want. If only we could take that to the table globally. Imagine.
Imagine. And you know what, Susie? We are.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, really. Yeah. It totally aligns with my purpose, which I've had for many years, and I do feel really fulfilled. So I just feel very, very lucky. I also enjoy facilitation because whilst facilitation is for groups, there's no doubt that the ability to influence individuals within a group and impact the culture that they take together, the community that they build, and the way that they interact and see each other, that's an incredibly powerful experience. And so I get a great deal of pleasure from that as well. I know you do too, don't you?
We are birds of a feather flock together, as they say.
It's true. It's true.
So, Susie, with the whole, having your own business, doing what you love, this is all about dreaming big. Yeah?
Yeah.
So, what are your tips, especially for people wanting to get into coaching, maybe as they want to do a certification, maybe they want to get coaching, they want to find their perfect coach. What would you like to share with them about the experience of coaching?
I think coaching brings an immense value in that it helps you look inside and find your purpose. If you've already got a purpose, then it helps you align with it. If you're considering becoming a coach, I would urge you to do so, because it really is a glorious way to help change the world, make the world a better place by helping people move forward. We don't have any answers. People have their own answers. And a coach is just a tool. And so being clear about why you want to do something is really powerful and important. And once you do that, you have to trust. Completely trust. Show up and trust. Be in yourself and trust. Bring yourself. Offer it. That's actually you know what? I have a theory, and it is this. All people talk about brands and courses and certifications and stuff like that, and I know how important that is to some people, but in my view, the most important thing someone can bring is their true self. What they offer is their unique offering to support someone in moving forward.
Beautiful.
And I've benefited so much from that with others, and I think that is our pure gift, really. If we listen and offer that and be present, non-judgmental, there's got to be some movement, some consciousness change and benefit.
Right. Beautiful. And obviously you've got a lot of experience, you've been in corporate, you're now starting your own business, you've started your own business only in the last, few years now. What would you say to someone who has as much experience as you, who was also looking to start a business? The thing that I'm hearing from you is it's never too late.
No, it isn't. And do you know something? One of the most remarkable experiences I have had in the Middle East was working with one of my Jahara women who was 54 and had 9 children and had never been to school.
Wow.
And she learned, so she couldn't read or write, but she learned about inventory control. She learned about how to balance the books. She learned about how to market herself and track everything, and was an extraordinarily successful entrepreneur. What that tells me, you know what? She wanted it. She was passionate about it. She was committed to it, and she went for it. So it's inside. You just have to give it a chance.
And as you say, you have to turn up.
Yeah, you have to be present. I mean, just don't send yourself in a pretty suit, because that doesn't work. But what you're actually offering is yourself, your true essence. You're taking that to do what it is that the intention is. In my case, it's to help people reach their highest potential.
Fantastic.
It's helping me too. You know, I've still got 30 years to learn.
Lifelong learning, as we say, lifelong learning journey.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
So here we are in 2015. We're pretty much halfway through the year. I can't believe it, to be honest. And so this is all about dreaming big. What are your dream big goals for the rest of the year, and maybe into 2016, Susie?
Okay. So I've taken a commitment to coach 15 young nationals in large corporates in the Middle East over the next 18 months. And one of my dreams for them is that they do fly as well as I know they could. I'm also working with a large organisation with a view to changing the culture, lifting awareness and consciousness within that culture, and I'm totally loving that.
Wow.
But my personal goal is to find a rhythm and to find a rhythm with my work. I'm in the zone, Rachel. I'm in my zone. And you know what, I haven't got great big money goals and stuff like that. I just want to take myself, be in the zone and make a difference and grow that.
And by being on this series, you know, that is part of, I believe, helping you to achieve what you want to achieve.
And I also have some other wonderful, talented people who are individuals who have struck some difficulties, real difficulties in their lives, and I'm coaching individuals. And that's also a remarkable journey that makes me feel fantastic, because they've all got such great value, and helping them find their way forward is, you know, makes me feel as if, you know, I've helped them tease something out, because they know the answers. They're just not conscious. So I guess my big goal, my big, hairy, audacious goal is drop the barriers, open your heart, and go for it. I'm into blasts of love at the moment, Rachel. I am. I'm into blasts. I just want to see and hear and feel people go and get their dreams. And that's what makes me feel.
And thank you for sharing from your heart, Susie.
So, well, you know, nothing else really matters. I'm going back to New Zealand at the end of a couple of years, and so I have plans for when I get there. And that involves working with young people. I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, it's good, huh?
And
I feel blessed.
And the young people will be blessed to work with you, Susie.
Oh, Rachel, gosh. Well, thanks. Yeah, I think we are having fun, aren't we?
We're having fun, and, you know, I will be back in New Zealand waiting for your arrival. And I can't wait to have you and I back in our hometown on our home turf. For once in our life, we'll be in New Zealand together.
Yeah, and beating the drum.
Yeah, beating the drum.
Because we've got a really wonderful message, haven't we?
We have got a wonderful message. And, you know, people will hear it when they're ready to hear it.
Okay, that's really good.
Well,
so, Rachel, I just
Yes.
have to say, I know that you're leaving Qatar next week. I'm very sorry about that. And I know that today you have been celebrated by the people at your job and your work because they're feeling bereft because you're leaving, because of the value you added in that organisation. And it's not, and organisations are not things as much as the people within them. When you help the people within, the organisation changes, and you've brought this change. And good on you. You'll be sorely missed by them and certainly and all your network of lovely friends.
Thank you.
So you're going to make a big difference, you know, Rachel. You really are going to make a big difference. I'm so happy that you're going back home to do your thing.
Thank you so much. It is a new chapter, as you have moved to Dubai and started. It's a new chapter for me as well, heading back to New Zealand. And you know, everything that's happened here happened for a reason. I connected with the right people, and I will take only good memories away from Qatar. Well, on that note, my dear, it is we're going to wrap up. But is there anything else that you'd like to share with our listeners about about coaching or what you're doing that we can really help you with as well?
I think my key message is to trust yourself. Touch into yourself, trust yourself, and be present when you're with anyone else. That's it, really. And whether it's the person who's giving you the newspaper or the CEO or your mother, give them the gift of yourself.
Wow, I love that.
There's nothing bigger, is there?
There is nothing.
And with luck, they'll give it right back. You see, that's the precious thing.
Wow. So from my heart to your heart, I am so grateful, so blessed to have you in my life. And I look forward to seeing you in Dubai very shortly, where we will celebrate life. We will dream big together, and we will move forward, Susie. So thank you for being part of this series.
It's a greatest pleasure. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks,
Bye,
Rachel.
Susie.
Bye now.